What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Let's Mobile Development. In the last episode 2 part 2 we have seen that how you could create a simple list view, and inside that list view you can have some basic items like text, icon, flat button and bunch of widgets you could use inside that list view, and that list would be scrollable. So in today's episode we will learn how you could create this particular kind of list view through proper examples, like we will create some models and we will consume those models inside those list view. So let's practice that. So for that we will remove this particular list view thing here, and for saving time I have also created an example list.dot file here inside our model folder, because this example list would act as a model class. So I have created that for saving time, and I have copied some code so that we can create a list of this example list model. Let me paste that. So this is a list of example list which will just creating few of the objects here. You can see that the number of item inside that example list, and it has title and subtitle like that. So you can say that these are the title and subtitle I have copied already. So the list view work as it has some kind of leading thing, which is this icon, or you can display some other images as well, and it has some title, subtitle, and it also has some trailing kind of thing. So we will see right now. So it's showing some error on example list because we have defined that example list inside that example list.dart file. So you have to command dot and you will see import model slash example list dot dot. If you click on it, it will automatically import this class which we have created here inside model folder. So we will consume this example list in order to build our list view. So list view component has a builder. So inside that builder thing you can also define some of its properties, like what is the item count. Let's say item count would be, let's say we have 5 item count. Let's put some static data to make you understand how this list view builder works. So apart from that we have very important um, property which is known as item builder. So you write item builder, it will take two parameters. One is build context, you can call it context, and the other one is integer type index of particular item. So you will have to define this body of item builder, and inside that we will return some component. Let's suppose we will return a text component, and inside that text component we will write, let's say hello flutter list. And as soon as you would hit save, you will see there are bunch of list items. The more item count you define here, the more list item we would see here. So if I, let's say I would say 100 and hit save, you can see there is a list of 100 um, items inside it. So we will use it dynamically. Let's suppose we have this example list. We will copy that and we will define here example list dot length method, so that it would only show all those which is defined inside here. So we have length of 5, 1 2 3 4, sorry 4 items. So example list dot length would show 4 items here on list view. So in the rendering part we will call um, a widget something like list style, which is already defined inside material. Like I have also mentioned in earlier episodes that everything comes inside material dot dot until and unless you would use some third-party library, or you would use some packages outside of that core library. So there is a component called list style, and inside that list style you have other properties. So we will learn how these properties work. So first we will use leading. So if you hit control space, you would say there are bunch of properties you could use along with list style, and you have on long press, on tap. So it will already defined all these properties, so you could use them and you just have to perform an action. So let's say we have to define some leading. So we have a leading property and we will define text component, and inside text component now we will not show some static text here, but instead of this we will what we can do is that we can pick that title and that title's first element so that it could show like that, a circle avatar with a first letter of that title inside it. So how you could do that? In that leading thing you can define something like, which is called as circle avatar. So inside that circle avatar it has a child property, and inside that child property you could define text, and inside that text you could use example sorry guys, example list mm, of particular index, and we have a title. So as soon as you would hit save, you can see there is a circle avatar, and inside that we have whole title showing inside here. So if you want to show just the first letter of that title, then what you should do, you should do title of zeroth. So this zeroth element of that title. So as you can see there is a zeroth element of the title. We have defined simple dialog, zeroth element is S, custom floating C, bottom navigation B, and more design is M. So this is the leading portion of that list style. So after the leading portion we have title. So in that title it is very similar, you could just use some text component and we'll say example list of index and dot title. So as soon as you would hit save, you'd see there is a title showing to the right of that leading. And guys, we don't have to define that where this leading should show, where this title should show. List style understand itself. It has a bunch of properties which understand itself that where I want to show that. We don't have to style that particular thing that you want to show here or in the leading section or trailing section, something like that. So apart from title we have something like subtitle property of the list style, and again we will use some text component. So example list of particular index dot we have subtitle as well. So we have also a subtitle which is defined here, and as soon as you would hit save you would see there is a subtitle defining here. So sound interesting, right? So right now this list is not clickable, not tappable. For that list style we have an on tap method. If you write on tap, on long press, and on tap, so you could also define on long press as well. So on tap we did not do anything fancy, we just define a empty body and we will print something like on tap tap, and we would say like dollar sign and index. So this is called string interpolation. Inside your single quotes or double quotes you can also define some variables value by typing the dollar sign. The dollar sign, after the dollar sign you would see the variable value. So just hit save, and if I open up this bottom terminal debug console and let me clear this, and now you would see if I click on some particular item it will print its index on tap index name. So click on it, you can see on tap 0, on tap 1, on tap 2, and on tap 3. So this is very easy and very simple. And on tap of particular item, if you want to navigate to some other screen you could do that easily inside that body. And in the next video we will see how you can tap on particular item and start a new screen. So stay tuned guys.